My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Capricorns. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing your general love reading, your 5-card spread. But before I do that, I want to offer these 24 red roses as a token of my love and appreciation for your love, support, and devotion towards my channel. And thank you so much for joining me today as well. So this 5-card love reading includes where the first card represents you, the second the other person, the third the relationship, the fourth the past, the fifth the future. Then I'm going to draw a Vampire Oracle for you and then Favole and one card from the French tarot deck of the Tarot Interdit Vampiria. But let's get started with card number 1 for you, and you get 2 of Wands. Going out on an adventure, are we? Well, it could definitely be that a singlehood towards new romance or relationships, but you're the one that's taking action. This is good. But of course, the 2 of Wands could head off towards beautiful outcomes of romance, relationships, which have you in other ways. But you could also be heading away and heading off towards divorce and breakup as well. I mean, yeah, it is just a general reading. Not every life and path is the same in other ways. But the 2 of Wands is here to just actually say that there's some form of movement and development ongoing, through any kind of journey, whether it's a positive journey, a silver lining positive journey, or any other kind of journey for that matter. But there's definitely, movement and development taking place in your current, love life, love interest, what so forth, what have you in other ways. But the 2 of Wands is here, to, just as a sense of, movement and development and growth. Let's see who the other person is or could be. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Abundant City, maybe from, another earth sign, maybe Capricorn or Virgo, Taurus. But let's look at first, the single ones, or even let's focus on you Capricorns for these first 2 for a moment. It could be that you have so much abundance within yourself. You have happy home, happy earth, happy family. Maybe you have so much confidence, or maybe you have a really good career. But the only missing puzzle piece in your love life is finding true love. So that could also be a real big motivator to actually say, okay, I have a good house, I have a good career, I have a good vehicle. But now the only thing that I really still want and need to look for is companionship, lover, husband, wife, spouse, whoever you're heading towards in other ways as well. But it could also be how you're pretty much, have your eyes focused on this person who's also a loving, caring, nurturing, supportive, also grounded and realistic person. Maybe this person has a really good career, or maybe you're just thinking, okay, I want to find somebody who also has a good career. Maybe you're just finding it just, true love, and eventually you might come across somebody who just actually gives you that happy home, happy earth, happy family kind of vibe, But this person also has, so much, maybe, a rich lifestyle, and maybe, that's who you will eventually come across someday. Because relationship, Temperance. Sagittarius is feeling serene, at peace, and balanced in any kind of position. Love, life, singlehood, what have you, or in your journey. And the thing is, about, a Sagittarius is they are based off of adventures and stuff like that. And that's what the 2 of Wands is also about, is going out on an adventure. So maybe you do have Sagittarius placements in your star chart as well. Or maybe you're heading off towards a Sagittarius as well, like the bonfire, like the, the other person provides the fire and you're the one that provides the logs and stuff like that. But either way, it just shows that either, you could be in a serene, at peace, balanced, mindset or love or position in your current situation for that matter. But either way, I just see that there's potential in today's love reading. Because as long as there's movement in this journey, you feel serene, at peace, balanced, and have so much fiery, passionate, and you just think, okay. But you could also just be in a single position and think, I'm just going to go out on personal journeys. I'm just going to travel the world by myself. I have the resources and funds, and I feel incredibly stable, grounded, and realistic, and, in my own way as well. Because in the past, Judgment. Grand Announcement City, goodness, love this. I mean, the thing about, this isn't per se like the Hierophant, like a real marriage commitments kind of card, but of course, a grand announcement is a grand announcement either way, right? But this could also be a sense of clarity as well. So maybe you were once upon a time, with a 10 of Pentacles, and then, in the past there was already a sense of clarity, and that's where on one side you headed out away for divorce and breakup as well. But it could also be that you have a good sense of clarity of knowing exactly, how relationships are all about, how to embark on new love journeys and stuff like that. Yes, you have a really beautiful, stable, loving, caring, supportive foundation, and you feel incredibly serene, at peace, and balanced as well. But maybe eventually you might come across somebody who provides the Ten of Pentacles, happy home, happy earth, happy family, and then it puts you all in a serene, at peace, and balanced, life, love, connection, what have you, so forth, in other ways as well. Because in the future, you get Two of Pentacles. This is pretty much a really important card to have, even if it is taking place in the future, because it's pretty much juggling, your affairs and obligations, and it's pretty much just thinking, okay, it's like, we finally settled, we pretty much, our husband, wife, wife, spouse, companion, lover, what have you, in other ways, and now we're pretty much, just, now, in the phase of actually, we're keeping at the whole, relationship, romance, and stuff like that. We're managing our personal lives, our relationship, our fledglings, our pets, our home, and everything is just working out because we have this really good structured, mindset. We have this really good sense of serene, at peace, balanced, because we took action. We went out into the forest to voyage and stuff like that. And there was a really beautiful, clarity, grand announcement that took place and stuff like that. But it's very important to keep up, and to do a lot of upkeep either way, whether it's personal upkeep within yourself or where it's any kind of upkeep in your home, your family, your values, your beliefs, what so forth, in other ways as well. Okay, because Oracle wants to say religion, canon, rules, and commandments. So maybe you're a person of a religious background. Maybe you both are religious individuals, but based off of this Vampire card, it's mostly based off of, your own personal values, your own beliefs, and what you mostly kind of, will consider are important to actually, will bring forth to your fledglings, like, eating healthy, going to bed on time, watching, certain things, or blah, 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 what have you, doing your job, doing your career, focusing on your schoolwork, your academics, and stuff like that as well. So, I mean, of course, any person, just take it how this card and any readings of mine resonate for you, but you can definitely, be establishing a really good sense of rules, and that's what all this sense of clarity is also about, is where, everybody knows their place in this world, their position, and what is expected of them, and here in the future, it's pretty much all just making sense in the end. Because Favole wants to continue with the Wheel of Fortune. Luck and fortune for my beautiful Capricorns. I love this. So this is a fixed card for, the Leos, the Aquariuses, the Tauruses, and the Scorpios in this world. And of course, you could definitely be with a Scorpio because Judgment is a Scorpio card. Now, of course, the Ten of Pentacles could also be a Taurus individual as well, but there's definitely luck and the Wheel of Fortune on your side and in your favor. Wonderful. And of course, this could come, it's like when you, because, by even taking action, you'll eventually find that Mr. or Mrs. Right in your life of whoever it is and whoever you're going to come across in other ways. But this is what's pretty much, because you're putting time and effort and energy and it, in achieving any kind of beautiful goal, dream, wish, desire, and stuff like that. But you do get luck and fortune on your side in the future. Well, let's finish off with the Tarot Interdit Vampiria. Le Soleil, the sun. Oh my goodness, you could end up with maybe a Leo in the future. Aha. I see fire. I mean, I see just this bonfire kind of idea, but the sun is definitely going to be shining in your favor. Now, technically, we are heading down towards darker times because now we're in the fall times, but the sun is definitely going to be shining in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune is going to be there for you in your future, but definitely, you're going to have a sense of confidence, strength, so much courage within yourself because it is a Leo card, and maybe you personally have Leo placements of rising moon Venus placements as well. But this is also talking about how the sun is definitely going to be rising and everything is just going to be working out in your favor. Wow. I know I kind of kept it a bit shorter than usual, but I hope it still, doesn't, will cause any problems of the lack of, extra time and stuff like that, because sometimes I believe in quality over quantity and stuff like that. But I feel like that this message that came across for Capricorns in today's reading is pretty good. I feel like, having the sun in the future, having the Wheel of Fortune and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to have to leave it at this for now, but I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I love you guys incredibly. In a few days, I'm going back to general reading, so for now, I'm just doing love in general. But I'm also open for personal readings, and all you have to do is please let me know in the comment section below that you want a personal reading from me, and I'll respond to you with my email. And as per usual, please feel free to check out the different prices on my project page web link on my YouTube channel and the prices for personal readings. But other than that, I love you guys incredibly. I want to wish you all the best on this beautiful reading. It looks incredibly strong, passionate, just very beautiful, grand announcement, sense of clarity, Ten of, well, Pentacles, happy home, happy earth, happy family and stuff. But otherwise, thank you again, and I love you guys incredibly.